Good afternoon and welcome to the latest episode of Inside Rangers. Today we're at the Kiyan Prince Foundation Stadium for the latest Under-23s fixture between Queen's Park Rangers and Ipswich Town. On today's show we see QPR legends Andy Impey and Paul Furlong in the dugout, the new joint management team in control of QPR Under-23s, seeking new Rangers legends of the future. We also see QPR Women in action as they continue their journey into the FA Cup, and there were plenty of goals for the R's in that one. But the main focus of today's attention is here at the Kiyan Prince. The pandemic has made it difficult for QPR teams at all levels during recent times, but the need to develop young talent has remained as important as ever, as reporter Nick Golding learnt when he spoke with Andy Impey just a few moments ago.
As an under-23 manager, where does your priority lie? Is it the result end of the day, or is it getting these players recognised by the first team?
Both. So, I mean, if you asked 2 3-year-olds running down and said, if there's a sweet over there, first one to get it gets the sweet, they're going to try and win, right? So nobody goes out to lose the game. What it is about is developing the lads into doing the right things at the right time. So a lot of the time with young players, what it is they want to do what they want to do because they feel that's the right thing to do. So our mindset is to try and get them to do the right things that are needed rather than the right things that they think is needed. So that might sound a little bit weird, but that's how we're trying to develop them. And then once they start doing the right things that's needed, now the manager can now start looking at them, and now you start getting consistent performances because he can trust them, which is the biggest thing in football, is the manager can trust you.
It's an interesting team line-up today, a number of players returning, Lee Wallace, Sam Field, just name a couple. What are you trying to achieve today against Ipswich?
So what we do is in the academy is it's about style. Most of it is all about playing with a style, but with keeping to the fundamentals. So we're going to set our own fundamentals, and within our style, we want the fundamentals kept.
So we've just received the lineup. Lee Wallace is starting today, and he hasn't played for a while. Your thoughts on this?
First game back, obviously, since August through injury, and he was a big part of Mark Warburton's side last season. Massive name on the team sheet today, and I mean, Andrew Impey, QPR legend, is so lucky to have a player like that at his disposal today, as he has with other first-team regulars as well.
I agree on that point. We also have Sam Field, who's making a return.
He was on the bench against Blackpool last weekend, his first return for a little while. Has also started the last 2 under-23 games, so he's becoming a more consistent starter now and hoping to get back into that first team.
And more returning players, as we can see Charlie Kelman and George Thomas back onto the team sheet.
Yeah, another 2 players as well, obviously, at Andrew Impey's disposal today. He must feel so lucky as a manager. Got so many usual first-team players, first-team squad members, available for this under-23 game against Ipswich. 2 players you just mentioned there who are trying to get it back into that first team. A good chance for them today to have the first team watching them and, end of the day, keep their fitness going.
We also have the young players coming through the ranks. So how do you think it will be for them playing alongside players like Lee Wallace?
Oh, what an experience, for any of these players out here today to play alongside a player like Lee Wallace, a usual first-team regular before his injury, a player who's been so influential underneath Mark Warburton. It's a great experience for these players, and of course for him as well, just to get those minutes. And it'll be nice for him as well, playing alongside these younger players to see, the kind of players he's got trying to compete for his place in the future. So it works both ways, but what an experience.
As you can see, the players are behind me warming up, as we are just a few moments before kickoff. But before we get to that, Darren Sapelge looked at QPR Women's latest results as they played in the FA Cup against Caversham.
Caversham Women kicked off in a match that would see the victor qualify for the first round proper. The game started off even, with both sides struggling for clear-cut chances, and then in the 22nd minute, Melanie Hall tucked in a nice finish which came from a wonderful pass from Ellie Searle. Immediately after, Caversham had a great chance to equalise after a slip-up at the back, with their number 10 hitting the crossbar, which almost caught out R's keeper Erin Pope. Caversham seemed to grow into the game more, with a decent long shot that kept Pope on her feet. The R's responded brilliantly, with Sol receiving the ball on the left touchline, and after taking on two defenders, she thumped her rebound into the roof of the net, which saw QPR Women take a comfortable 2-0 lead into the break. The second half was much more dominant for the R's, and they could have been up 3-0 almost immediately. Caversham tried to get back in the game, but failed to test Hull, who switched positions with Pope for the second half. In the 67th minute, Sol delivered a beautiful ball to Moore, who buried a spectacular first-time volley into the bottom right corner. This was Sol's third goal involvement of the match, which marked an impressive performance. Sumaya Zaidi was brought on by Caversham, and she almost had an immediate impact as she tried to place a shot into the top right corner, but it was to no avail. The R's kept on piling pressure and forced the Caversham keeper into another good save, one of many of which she had already performed. Finally, in the last minute of the game, after many attempts, Demi Edwards got her goal and sealed a 4-0 win for the R's and sent them to the first round proper. A comfortable win for QPR Women, who have reached the first round proper of the Women's FA Cup for the first time in their history. They will face Bromley Ladies on the 14th of November in the next round. Danielle Clavin spoke to manager Steve Quashie and player Erin Pope post-match.
It's always difficult in the FA Cup against teams from lower divisions, but I thought we, even though we didn't play as high in terms of intensity today, we certainly took care of business, and the most important thing is we've got 4 goals, a clean sheet, and we're through to the next round of the FA Cup.
I think we need to work on set pieces, personally. We only converted 1 today, and I don't know how many we had. We also need to work on getting the ball down, playing our football, adapting to the opposition. We wasted a lot of opportunities, but it's always exciting not knowing who we've got in the next round of the Cup.
We're going to go into a positive mindset, and the most important thing about these cup competitions is to enjoy the occasion, which we always do. So do I feel nervous? I'm a human being. Yeah, of course I'll be a little bit nervous, but ultimately I'm full of positivity, and I'm fully behind these players because I'm the one that ultimately signed them, and they're right for this football club.
The game is about to commence as both teams exit the tunnel. I will now hand over to today's commentator, Joe Lee.
Welcome from wherever you're watching. We are excited for this one. QPR Under 23s welcome Ipswich to Loftus Road, the Kiyan Prince Foundation Stadium for a huge game. Key news going into this one then: Lee Wallace returning from a hamstring injury, often a first team player. Sam Fields also a first team player, making his 3rd appearance since a knee injury. Charlie Kelman playing after return from cancelled loan spell with Gillingham, and Stephen Duke McKenna captain, along with George Thomas often playing in the first team squad. Important man's here today, Mark Warburton, so they'll be on lookout for him. QPR starting off early with some nice passing down the right hand side here. Keep possession, and that's exactly what they've done. Beautiful ball into Charlie Kelman's feet. Continues down the right hand side though. Can they get it in the box somehow, some way? Yes, he can. George Thomas lays it back out. McKenna with a cross in. Ooh, just headed over the bar by Aaron Drew. Ipswich on the ball now. Good footwork, great footwork. He's tackled. And a quick free kick taken by Ipswich into Tete Yengi's feet. Ooh. 1-0 Ipswich. Tete Yengi. Good finish. QPR going to need to react. and react quickly. There he is, the main man. He'll be looking out to see which one of the boys can impress him today. Ipswich with a corner. Can they make it two? No, they can't. Fantastic defending. As QPR look to counter down the left-hand side. Lee Wallace with a beautiful ball. Look at that. Phenomenal finish. Charlie Kelman from his left to his right foot and finesses it in the middle left of the goal. The net bulges. QPR are back in the game. It's 1-1. Fantastic finish. Right then, second half. QPR keeper has it at his feet and a huge hoof up top. George Thomas with the shot though. What a goal from the keeper. And Charlie Kelman ends up with an open goal. Look at this again. I mean, great heading, great passing between the boys. Stay composed. George Thomas almost gets it in. Charlie Kelman does though. 2-1. Great start to the second half. The Rs are in the lead. Ipswich down the left-hand side. It's a ball to Tete Yang trying to shield him off, although losing the game, but he trickles in between the feet. And it's still in. Wow. QPR managed to keep that in. That was phenomenal. Charlie Kelman can keep that feet. That movement, beautiful. Oh, all around the keeper as well. This is a great display from Charlie Kelman. Mark Warburton is going to be delighted with this. Oh, this is just to keep the ball in. Charlie Kelman staying focused, one-on-one. The nerves are there, but so is that footwork. And so is that goal. 3-1 to QPR. Ipswich have a free kick here, though. Headed onto the crossbar. And it's still 3-1. Ipswich closing in, though. Ipswich again with possession. With another attack for QPR. But QPR get it back. And they attack here as well. Can it be a fourth for the boys? Oh, yes it can. And George Thomas gets his goal. Not scoring the parried goal that Charlie Kelman shot in for him. But he scores this one. Let's take a look at this. Great link-up play. Great cross. Nice finish. Poor defending from Ipswich. Great attacking from the Rs. Andy Impey. There he is. The main man. And the 23's gaffer. Ipswich have the ball though. It's 4-1. Can they get a consolation? It's a good ball. It's a great touch. Good goal. But it's still 4-2. I don't think that's going to be enough to get them back into the game. As Andy Impey watches from the sidelines. Good performance from the Rs today. But a great goal there for Ipswich. Once again, Ipswich on the ball. But defended greatly. Can they? Can they? Surely not. Oh, what a save there. Mahoney. Really helping the boys there. And QPR. And there we have it. 4-2. What a game. And that man, Charlie Kelman, with a hat-trick, will be taking home the match ball as it comes into picture. Great performance. from the team in the stadium. They all adore and would love to play in. They've had their chance and they've taken it. Andy Impey's men 4, Ipswich 2.
What a performance, a fantastic result for the R's. Our reporter Nick Golding caught up with Andy Impey and some key players from today's game.
Brilliant win this afternoon. What did you make of your team's performance?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, I'll give them probably 7 out of 10, 6, 7 out of 10. Reason being is because I thought the goals that we give away, not good enough on our part, but the goals we scored, you know, they weren't bad. I think we could have nicked another couple. But overall, like I said beforehand, the principles and the fundamentals that we asked for, the lads tried to carry them out, like I say, 6 or 7 out of 10. So happy, pleased.
Mr. Warburton was in attendance today. Do you think you impressed him?
Well, I hope so. That's the main goal. Obviously, I haven't played for a couple of weeks, but I hope that's enough to obviously step up.
So Charlie Kelman was today's hat-trick hero. In particular, what did you make of his performance today?
No, listen, he scored 3 goals. He done okay, but he's a young player. That's a lot's expected, but what we've got to remember, he's a young player, so he's got loads and loads and loads of work to do in his overall game. But one thing that he can do is score goals. So as you've seen today, but like I say, he's a young player with a lot of expectation on his shoulders, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Charlie, brilliant hat-trick this afternoon, and in front of Mark Warburton as well. What do you make of your performance today?
Yeah, I thought I'd done all right. I mean, when I was on loan, towards the end, I didn't really get much game time. So today was more about just getting my fitness in. But no, it was nice to score 3 goals. But no, I enjoy scoring goals. That's the favourite thing to do as a striker. So no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
So they're the views of the manager and the players after today's game. But now it's time for Nick Golding and Joe Lee to give their analysis on today's game.
Joe, brilliant 4-2 victory for QPR Under 23s today against Ipswich.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the star performances was the returning Lee Wallace. Been out since August through injury. Great day for him today.
Yeah, definitely. It's important to lead that back line and be strong throughout. I think going 1-0 down, obviously, it's important you maintain confidence, and he did that straight away. They got straight back into the game, and that had to happen. If you go 2-0 down, then it becomes a bigger problem. But the fact that Charlie Kelman getting a hat-trick, first of all, is brilliant. But the fact that he got that goal so quickly after Ipswich's first was vital, and that was all down to Lee Wallace, an assist from him. So, yeah, it must be delightful for him to be back in the side and helping them to get a big win.
I think Lee Wallace he's not played since August, but his experience really shone through today. QPR were very strong down the left-hand side. A lot of their play in the first half came through Wallace. And, of course, it was Wallace himself who got the assist for the first goal for Charlie Kelman. Brilliant hat-trick for him today. And with the big boss, Mark Warburton, watching today, he's got a good young player there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, scoring a hat-trick is one thing, but when the first team manager's there, I mean, he's not going to forget this night in a hurry. And Warburton being in the stands, he's going to be on the lookout. Obviously, with Lee coming back, he's looking to see how he's going to be. Sam Fields as well, but the young players had a big opportunity, and Charlie capitalised on that 100%.
And of course, it was George Thomas who rounded off
Yeah.
the scoring for QPR today with a brilliant goal. Overall, it's been a pretty perfect day for QPR.
Yeah, I think he would have been frustrated. There was a goal that it sort of went off the field. He was dribbling and got actually a goal, but it went out of play, so it didn't count. And then with the second or third goal, it parried off, and Kelman ended up scoring an open goal. So there's 2 opportunities where he could have got a goal, and he ended up getting the 4th. So delighted for him as well. And obviously he's going to know. They're all going to know that the first team manager's watching. So important for him as well, yeah.
All in all, a brilliant day for QPR Under 23s and for their manager, Andrew Impey. I don't think there's much more else to say on that.
Yeah, I think the young players will remember this for a while, as I say, but playing at Loftus Road, Kiyan Prince Foundation Stadium, it is something that must have been nerve-wracking going into it. And the fact that they came from 1-0 down, I can't stress this enough, shows the character, because they ended up getting 4. So a real dynamic team performance. Lee Wallace back. Exciting stuff for QPR, and hopefully they can push on up the table very soon.
4-2 the final result, a dominant performance from the R's with players back from injury and a hat-trick to round it off. That's the latest from Inside Rangers. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.